Look, it's me. I'm talking.
Now
Chris
you're
isn't
on.
talking. Yeah, now I'm on. So yeah, this is episode number 3. Today we're going to be talking about cyborgs, people who have, I guess, implants or artificial limbs, or even, I guess, artificial hearts at this point. You'd be kind of a cyborg. What? Okay. So I'm Simon. You're Chris. Say hello.
I'm Tyler. Yeah.
You're Tyler. Okay.
I'm Tyler.
Let's see. Brief main topic. So it's happening.
Yeah.
Yay, it's happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. The idea behind this is, well, first let's look at the definition. Simon and I were looking at the definition before this, and I personally think it's a little too. It's outdated. It doesn't make sense anymore. Simon, do you have that?
Let me see it. I've got it. I had it right in front of me. Let's see.
I got it.
Okay.
Here you go. So we have.
Oh, hold on one second. Okay. Sorry, I know we're live. Find it. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. In the real world, my dog is trying to fight with the dog next door. Welcome to the future.
All right. So
yeah.
how about you bring us in again? I'm sitting here pinning the windows back and forth. If people haven't figured this out, we're very, very new to this.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I grab myself again. We could just fight over it then. Okay, so anyways, here I got the definition here, finally. It's a fictional or hypothetical person whose physical abilities are extended beyond normal human limitations by mechanical elements built into the body. And so that covers a lot of ground these days, like from hearing aids to, which you were just talking about. But I'm talking about the ones they actually implant into the back of the ear thing.
Yeah.
To, I guess, artificial hearts, and the one of the things I'm focusing on is artificial limbs, which they're getting to a point where we're about to cross a bridge to a place where the artificial limbs are going to be better than your human limb for certain things, right? So that can change the dynamic of what you can consider being disabled or more abled, or who knows what else, right?
There's definitely potential for some of the videos that you sent me, Simon, were kind of stunning. The guy that built his arm back from here all the way to here, and he could do all the motions and things like that. That's kind of if that's what people are making today at home.
Yeah.
What could a lab make in 10 years? Like what could somebody be doing with a 3D printer?
Exactly.
To add on to their body. I don't know how the guy got the actual electrical impulses going, but
yeah, that's something that's still very experimental too, but it's something they're working on as well. They being the science, the sciences,
the people that do the things.
That's right. Yeah.
So for everybody who ends up watching this, all of the videos and links and stuff like that we end up linking to will be in the post that goes along with this, or will be on the YouTube channel in a playlist. Simon made a playlist for it today. So
yeah,
these videos that we're talking about,
they're cool videos. That playlist is going to get pretty cool. It's going to be pretty interesting because we're going to pump all of our stuff we want to talk about in there, and we'll keep it very professional and technology oriented.
Yeah,
futuristic stuff.
When necessary, you'll go to something social that's related directly to technology, or is it technology? But yeah, I think that there'll be a pretty good list of things in there. We'll make a good list. We'll just say that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you put some cool videos in there today.
Yeah. I guess one of them was let's see, where is this? I'm gonna go pull them up.
Yeah, I've been doing the exact same thing too. I had them up a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. videos in our episode. Hey, there you go. Yeah, so there. I guess the how I made a bionic arm out of junk. That was a really interesting one. So Wayan Sumedrana. Oh God, I hate that thing.
Is that that's the guy that
he's the guy that built it out of scrap. Like he still has his arm, but he lost the ability to move his arm because of paralysis. I think he had a stroke or something like that.
That's not the guy with the fingers?
No, that's that other guy built that arm. I guess. Let's see. No, that's a different one.
All right.
Yeah, but there's a. Did you see the Tony Stark arm too? That
I saw. The only one I can really remember from looking at these things, because it was so astonishing, was the one here. It says Terminator arm is the world's most advanced prosthetic limb.
Yeah,
and
that guy was from 2012 too, by the way.
Oh, Jesus! And I think of things like that, and 3D printers. Just like when you talk about democratizing technology or something like that, if somebody can take off the shelf parts and make something like that, that's freaking cool. If there's a way to play bits of video on this.
Oh, I know. We got to figure that. Well, I could share my screen with the video playing, but I don't know how that would work.
That'd be kind of awkward.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm having a hard enough time doing this, like referring back to the with the two monitors. It is.
we need an intern.
Yeah,
and they internship. I must be able to work out of a garage.
This is part of the challenge when we're doing this. Is we don't have the workflow down yet. There are a couple of things that we both have to monitor while we're doing this and still talk to each other. There's a certain finesse I think that people get with doing the Hangouts.
I'm supposed to be charting the time. I have no idea what we're at.
Okay, so let me see in the screen here. We'll do this together. See, there's no real indicator of time. That should be a widget that you got.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good. But I was just gonna do it with my phone.
Yeah. Oh, you found that
time for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
Okay.
All right. Well, then we were talking about doing a way to cut these the episodes up into smaller chunks, and so that after we go live, we can edit it out into like 10-minute segments. That's why Simon and I are talking about the 10 minutes right now. So what we're going to do is say goodbye for now, talk for 3 minutes, and just scrap that later. And then we're back in. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll see you in a couple minutes.
All right, cool. Set a timer for 3 minutes.
A timer is already running.
Change it.
Okay.
That's why
Your new time is running at 3 minutes.
Thank you, Siri. I know. I'm mean to the AIs. They're gonna make me pay later.
Oh, dude, I'm nice to Google.
You're nice to Google. I know. So
I'm nice to the assistant because the
hello, Mr. Google, please. Can you tell me?
Okay, look, I know, but it gets lippy with me sometimes. It's actually really funny.
The
way
what's going to be the best point ever? The first person to ever be blackmailed by an artificial intelligence is going to be a hero.
So to that note, Facebook today, I read something about Facebook. What were they doing? They were teaching bots to negotiate. Right?
Okay, I don't like this. That's kind of weaponizing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of like weaponizing a bot.
Yeah. Because that's supposed to be like an advanced human trick. Oh, we can negotiate with each other. But just talk to my phone. We'll make the deal there.
Yeah.
What do you think, phone?
So that's pretty much what I thought when I read that. I was like, oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Be afraid. They have money. They can do these things. So,
well, okay, we can get super geeky for a second. Do you remember The Matrix? And then they had the Animatrix. And
the Animatrix was cool.
Way better than The Matrix, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the first segment was great. Remember the AI in that one, which eventually became the Matrix, I guess. It had its own island, and the big problem was that it was trading the stock market so aggressively that it was just taking everything over. Like it was just a huge conglomerate of itself, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense. No, I don't remember that part. I remember watching them all and actually coming to the same conclusion as you, though, that it was probably better than the movies. But,
They had some of the greatest animators doing that. They had Peter Chung, who did Aeon Flux. He did one of the episodes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never know people's names or like when people match. Oh, they were in that movie or that movie. That movie. I'm like,
oh, that's my savant skill. It's really bizarre.
yeah.
All the movie stuff. Have you? Do you know that parlor trick that with me? You can literally show me like a frame of a movie, and I'll be like, oh, is that the Bone Collector, or something crazy like that.
No, not me. It took me until like maybe a year ago to figure out who Scarlett Johansson, like what she looked like, and then I was like, oh, I've seen her in all these other movies.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's very attractive, but I mean,
you know what you have to watch? You have to see Under the Skin, but you have to see that.
Under the Skin.
Under the Skin, very good. It's basically a those really intense 1970s psychological science fiction horrors like Return of the Body, or not, Invasion of the Body Snatchers from the 70s with what's his name, Donald Sutherland and Spock.
Actually, no, because all of that was broken up for me.
Oh God,
okay. I got the beginning and Spock.
That's all you needed to hear, really.
Yeah. Okay. So Spock. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Actually,
but anyways, Under the Skin is basically one of those 70s, really intense 70s science fiction films, like Phase 4 or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Under the Skin. So
all right. So
special effects won't be super duper then.
No, the special effects are really good and it's really creepy. Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm game.
Enjoy.
All right. So
watch during the day.
Bring us in.
Yes. Okay. So we're at this is after the break. Hello, everybody. Let's pretend you came back.
Peace. Oh, hi.
Yes. Hey. So, okay, throw to next segment. I've done that.
Okay, what is the next segment? Oh, yeah, I got to follow in my notes now. I'm not.
Yeah. This will be. I'm not going to read this stuff. Just pretend I'm doing the right thing here. Okay. Segment 2, session 3. Physical modifications, 3D printing, neural interfacing. We didn't really talk about too much.
Yeah, there's that. That might be a whole topic on its own, because the link you sent me, I think that was that
was the one of the Elon Musk fanboy thing we wanted to do.
We should have a counter. Actually, go back and have a counter on the screen at the top right hand corner. And see how many times over the next 7 episodes we say this man's name, right? Okay. So
I'd love to. What we should have is, it has been 0 days since we last mentioned
his name. Yeah.
It's been 0. Okay. Anyway,
so the thing you sent me had him doing the interface, is the looking for jobs and stuff like that for people working on neural interfaces, and I hadn't heard anything about this previously. So I didn't get a chance to really look into it in detail, but it looked pretty messed up. So, I think that's something we visit together on a night alone, like on its own.
That's going to be the last Wednesday of the month when we do Musk Day.
God, it might happen.
Yeah,
it might be a thing. There's that much to talk about, but there's totally that much to talk about.
Yeah, we're part of the Elon Musk fan community now. We're going to be writing fan fiction.
Okay, I'm going to take this then to software, because the idea, I don't know what happens with these hands and things like that. I think it's neural impulses, and that's great. That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. The same signals you'd be sending to your hand anyway being picked up by a machine. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's about right. The problem is the nuance, right?
Yeah, no, I got it. There's devil's in the details. You'd get better and better at it. We'll get better and better at making these machines. That's really cool. Yeah. What I'm interested in is
a timer for 9 minutes.
Okay,
is a couple of other things that go along with that, right? Things that we could be doing. And we were just talking about the Matrix, which is awesome. Sorry, we were talking about the Matrix on break.
Nobody was talking to you, Siri. Sorry.
Yeah. Siri?
Wait, here you go. Here. I don't know how to do this. No.
Do I say okay, Siri, or is it what is
Siri,
it?
Siri can't hear you because I have headphones on. That's the weirdest. My computer can't hear you because I have headphones on. Otherwise, it would certainly be listening to us right now.
Okay. So then your computer, again, that's what I'm getting at. The jack from the Matrix, or the software, the connecting stuff. That's what he's working on. So
yeah, pretty much.
That to me means that at some point there's some kind of an API to something somewhere.
Yep.
Where software is either being run on us, or we are running software on something else directly by thought. Or
yeah, I guess one of the things that you could have is I would be thinking about instant learning, or automated learning, or imagine even an AR system, augmented reality, which is a system that you look through, and then it's
like Google Glass. Yeah,
Google Glass, and it
or the
breaks stuff.
HoloLens, which I don't know if I brought that link up. I think I do.
If imagine you could just have an AR system, but it's in your head, so you imagine the things there instead of having them projected into your eyeballs. Isn't this an episode of Black Mirror? Of course it is. Yeah.
Well, science fiction often turns into science fact. This is the world we're living in.
Well, that's a funny thing about Black Mirror. If I could just interject, it's every time I watch one of those episodes, it gets closer and closer to modern day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it keeps.
No, apparently, this is on Netflix?
Yeah, it was on cable for a little while, but it's on Netflix now.
No, I haven't, and it's one of those things like Sense8 that everybody's kind of saying to me. Not everybody being 5 people I know, but just like repeatedly.
Right. Yeah. No, it's one of those shows.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. It's like me and Stranger Things. Like when I was watching that, like everybody else had to watch it. Like,
yeah, you become like an evangelist. I do the same thing.
Yeah, but there's no way. Like, you have to watch it. But anyway.
Yeah.
I digress. Yeah, that kind of software, like doing visualizations, I guess, in instead of having it projected, feeling it projected, or seeing it, or being able to manipulate. You'd be able to manipulate it a hell of a lot easier with a direct neural interface.
Yeah, assuming you can design something that'll talk to your brain, I guess.
Well, smack wireless on that, and it's magic.
Yeah.
Right? You made magic. So then, like, we're talking about, okay, here's a simple matchup of technologies. You have home automation systems where your garage door is opening and the temperature's changing and the lights are going on and off and changing hues and all of these sorts of things. And then through an API for people to do that, like whatever this thing that they're making, right?
Yeah.
So then you walk into your house, you walk up to the door, it unlocks. You don't even have to do anything. The lights that you want turn on and off, you wave or whatever, you just think about it. So that's how you're controlling the house now.
That adds a whole layer of security problems too now. Because if someone can pretend to be your brain, then they can get all sorts of access.
See, there's a whole host of things that could go wrong there.
By the end of the series, I'm going to become a Mennonite. It's good.
Well, and this is okay. It's funny. Part of the background of this show is that we're talking about things that we know are happening and know are real, and could have they are having serious consequences, have had serious consequences, or are likely to have serious consequences, either positive or negative. Depends.
Right.
And that's where the name Here Be Danger is, because some of this stuff that we're making might just, depending on your point of view, but it might just mess us up as a society.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, we've accepted a lot of it might mess us up
Mhm.
in the technology world anyway.
A ton of it, to the
Like,
point.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, like when you say, this is why I interjected when you said you were going to be a Mennonite, because of what technology's done,
Mhm.
and what we've allowed it to do. This idea of allowing it to do more and more and go beyond, like having a cell phone because I need it, like shoving it in the back of my neck. Because it's better there. It works better there. Right? When, like, we were talking about having communication before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So then you can talk to each other.
Yeah. And one of the things I'd be worried about is, I know this is going to sound weird, but imagine, what are the implications of two people networking their actual brains? I don't know what the science is behind that, but
yeah, and the assumption is everybody's brain has. Yeah. Now, okay. Yeah. The big assumption here is that they do this stuff and they find that there's a way to universally, or somewhat in a somewhat standardized way, that it becomes cost effective.
Yeah.
To do this, right? Not being able to do this and being able to commercialize it are two different things.
Yeah.
So it's the commercialization of this sort of stuff. If they can get this sort of stuff out to enough people, enough of the right people, then yeah, it could change the way that people communicate with one another. And one of the things we were talking about before is it would make it difficult to lie.
Yes, very much so. Like even more than before. Imagine how much nuance there would be in that background noise.
Not saying, and I'm not saying that it's one of those things that everybody lies or nobody lies. It's even to have second thoughts about something, or to not be 100% committed to something that you say yes to. Is that a lie? And then these sorts of things. Yeah, and are these sorts of things communicated also, or is like how would you open and shut the gate to how much information you want to communicate?
Yeah.
Is it just like talking?
Exactly.
Or,
is there a firewall?
Yeah. Like what is the firewall? Like here, it's my lips.
Your what?
My lips.
Your lips? Oh well, yeah. Okay, there you go. Right.
Yeah, I don't say anything. I shut my mouth. Right?
And the speed at which I can stop myself from saying something.
Yeah, your body language is, I don't know, something like 55% of your communication.
Right.
Which I guess, in an ape-like comparison, to these people we're talking about with these jacks in their heads, what we do in our communication non-verbally is more significant than what we do verbally.
Yeah. That's why people have misunderstandings over the phone or text, which is the worst.
God. Yes.
Never do anything serious over text. Just saying.
Like when I sent you the message, the perfect example is when I sent you the message to start this, I read it after. I was like, oh my God, that looks like such an asshole message.
I didn't read it like that though.
But I did. I went back and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God. But that's not, it wasn't how I meant it. Like I looked at it and it was like completely out of context. Yeah. So
it's a Hannibal Lecter quote. This is what I do. What can I say? Oh, timer's done. I don't care. Let's go on.
All right. So we're gonna go to a break then.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and
yeah. Okay.
See you there.
All right. Here, I'm just going to abuse Siri for a second. Set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes and counting.
Okay, no back talk that time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. She's like, oh, and the suspense is killing me. And I'm like, shut up.
Seriously?
You have no say. Yes.
This thing is lippy.
Yours is lippy?
Yeah, it's, oh my God, in Inbox. You know how when you're using Inbox, it has the different options of what you can say?
Yeah.
At the bottom, do you ever use that?
No, but you were telling me about it. I don't like those yet.
Okay, so I'll tell you something. One day, or this is like a couple days, but like there's this period when it was bang on, and the stuff was just.
Oh, you know what's even worse than two people networking their brains?
What?
You networking a brain with your human brain with an artificial intelligence that starts off not as smart as you, but eventually surpasses you.
All right, so
who would be in control at that point?
Well, okay, see, that's the thing. That's why this needs to be done, right? This is, I think, this is where you jump to the end of the show and figure out how I feel about stuff. But really, I think it's a imperative for like from where we are right now today, and the types of technology that we're making and shipping. With robotics and stuff like that, and the AI, like the stuff that's in my phone, the assistants that we're both talking about, if we cannot communicate with them on their level, we're gonna have issues as like meat things.
Yeah, I can see it.
Right?
I mean, from an evolutionary standpoint, we're done.
Yeah,
we manipulate ourselves so much that there's nothing. We're not going to be any. Have any big evolutions, it's like we're not going to have like, I don't know, giant brain heads or anything, I think at this point. We're going to replace it with something else completely. Like it'll just be like we've supplanted ourselves.
I would agree. I think I think our need for evolution will occur far before evolution. This is assuming, of course, you believe in evolution, right? But our desire for evolution would be these additional technologies that we call, once you get them, you become a cyborg.
Yeah. It's kind of a hyper evolution.
Yeah.
And self-directed.
And yes, and I think it's necessary. I think that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to interface with computers is directly. So if we could get rid of, the fingers and get more into the actual space that it's in, the better space that we can share with computers and the technology we create, the better off we're doing. That's why we're bringing AR in, I think. AR is, there's a video, I will find the video and link it, put it on this, I don't have it, CNET played it. It is ridiculous, but it's a hyper version of an AR life, and I think this would be a cyborg type thing also because it looks like it would be implanted or something, right?
Right.
And it's a person who goes through their morning commute and is going through their email. They're on the bus, but like you couldn't tell. There's all this stuff around them. It's right. Totally awesome. There's got their email and all these other things, and then they go into the bus stops, and it tells them that the bus is going to stop. They get up, they go out, they go into the grocery store, and when they pick up like the box of milk or something like that, the ingredients and stuff like that pops out at them. Things that are on sale down the aisles, like they glow, they pop out and things like that. Things that are on their list. And then during the video, what happens is the unit cuts out, and she has to call tech support, and somehow it got mixed up with somebody else's profile, and so she lost her profile for a moment, and that was really kind of a really bad thing. But what happens when it cuts out is the best thing in the world. Is you actually see what the grocery store is really like, and it was awful.
Yeah. Well, why?
It wasn't like a bad grocery store. It was like a superstore, right? Great Canadian superstore, whatever, the Loblaws ones. But this one had like palaces around it, and things were going ding, 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 and the promotions were being super promotions. It was like a grocery store in neon, and it was interactive. It was an interactive grocery store, and that's what the implant did, or the idea of AR, augmented reality, does. Right. That's what it would do, right? So yeah, I'll add that video, and you'll see why I get so excited about it. It's a CNET page, so I probably can't put it on YouTube, but I'll put it on the site then.
Yeah, we'll have a place for links like that as well. Oh
Yeah.
We're technically back, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, we're totally back, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, we're back.
You couldn't see that. Yeah, we're back. All right. So what are we?
At,
what are
like
we
7 minutes?
now?
6 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
Yeah.
Set a timer for 6 minutes. I promise not to do this next week. Oh,
Okay, 6 minutes and counting.
Thank you, Siri. All right. I promise to be nicer to more advanced AIs.
You know that you better, because they
Yeah,
remember you.
I know. I'm seriously like superstitiously sketched out about giving Siri lip.
Well, I'm nice to the assistant, because the assistant is nice to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing that I was telling you about, by the way, the Inbox app was giving me, like, there would be 3 suggestions, and all of them would be things that I would say, like literally word for word things that I would say, and none of them were nice, and all of them were appropriate.
So eventually, oh my god! Seriously, you're gonna have an AI that's basically your mother, or maybe not your mother per se, but it will basically be like a like
it's just, I have moments like that with this thing, with the Pixel, and with the keyboard, that every so often it just blows me away. It's just astonishing. It's not like that all the time, but every so often it just, I have to take a step back. So these things are getting better, so we have to get better. That's something we have to do. And so that's part of, I think, what will drive the whole adoption of AR. Virtual reality, I want to see how that works with communicating with machines and people. Because I really see us going towards like Minority Report land.
Oh yeah. That would, I mean, especially with Spielberg, a lot of the stuff that he shows in these futuristic movies always end up being kind of practical. You know what I mean? Like very practical. The Minority Report's a great example of that, even. Like, really
I mean, he would get sore. I always thought about this. His as an interface, it looked really cool, but if you're using it for more than 5-10 minutes, your arms are going to get really sore. That's not good for you. Sorry, a little too practical, but that it just looks really cool. However, the idea of using your hands and stuff like that and moving things around on a virtual desktop at a lower level, like physically, that's a doable thing. That's a doable thing right now, given the right software, because the hardware doesn't exist.
I do it on the iPad. The iPad's usually sitting beside me on a tabletop kind of thing, and
I mean virtually.
Click. Oh, virtually, yes.
Yeah, in an AR system where it's not really there, but it's there enough for you to actually work with it. So this is one of the things. Okay, so I have a couple things that I wanted to share. Then also,
cool. We're going along.
We're going along. All right. So then when we get back, we're going to talk about more software, because the software that you have the hardware guy.
Which hardware?
No, yeah.
Guy? We'll talk about that in a second.
We'll talk about that when we get back. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay. All right. See you in a bit. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we talking?
I don't know. This is I think what's just the tipping point, right? Like you got the these guys with these like wicked limbs, and when he gets to the point where the limb is better than a real limb, and the surgery is something that people can afford, and it becomes like cosmetic surgery, for example, right? Like I think that'd be really interesting. What would an arm have to do?
The only thing it would really have to do,
remove yours and put a new one on.
It would have to be very strong, I think. Much more resilient than the arm that I would have at the time. Because I can be, I mean, outside of being, macho, and, have a big robotic arm or whatever. Yeah. It would be really handy, especially as you grow older. Imagine you're 80 years old and you can get an arm that works like the arm you had when you were 20.
Okay, so what would you replace? I just said arm because the guy had he was actually missing part of his arm.
Yeah.
But what would you replace? If you had a choice.
Well, it depends on how old I am. Now,
today,
I don't think
right now.
Today, right now, I wouldn't replace anything.
What would you replace if you could Tony Stark it up? What would you do to your body? Right, like pick the top thing that you would replace.
It wouldn't be anything external. I would like that crazy, scary interface with my computer in my head. So it could keep me on track. That would be great.
All right. Okay. So that's a pretty good one.
Set a timer for 2 minutes.
We're gonna have to have a physical timer that we look at.
Yeah. This isn't working as well as I thought.
No, it's working well. It's perfect. So okay, check these out then. I'm gonna share a couple things, okay?
Okay.
Other browser. Okay, and hide because we already know that we're sharing the screen, right? Okay. Okay, and hello, Simon.
Hey.
Okay, so I don't want to share like this. I want to share not like this. And I want to share the application window. Yep. That's better. Now everybody doesn't have to know all of the other apps I'm running.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, I'm going to pin this.
Okay.
Bam. All right, so this thing here, right? Oh, I'm trying to...
What are you doing?
I'm trying to control it on the actual broadcasting picture.
Good work.
I'm looking at the wrong screen. See, this is why this will probably be in perpetual beta. But yeah, we're getting better. So this is a thing. This is something you can buy. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's a developer preview, so it's like $3,000, but it does work.
Okay, so yeah, it does work. It works really well. And here's an example of why you would want one. So one of the real world examples that I'm aware of, elevator manufacturers, elevator repair. Now I'm not sure which one it is, so don't quote me on exactly which one. I'm gonna have to go back and check my facts.
Yeah,
but they implemented these as a trial, and in that trial, what they did is basically gave everybody, all the elevator techs who went out on site, these HoloLenses, and they built a support team off-site for these people who could also see the same things, right? And the communication back and forth is part of the device. So what they were able to do is basically cut down the amount of time that the elevators were out by 40%. Because of an increased efficiency of communication and viewing, and just like they could demonstrate how to fix things in real life, right? So the back and forth.
I guess the tech would have like a pointer probably and be able to circle
the tech
things.
could run, I guess. And if you're thinking of, I've seen the interface, so I mean the tech could probably play some sort of 3D video or a complete video over in the right-hand corner of your screen. Like kind of, exactly like how I see you down in the bottom corner of my screen.
Yeah.
Right? Just kind of imagine, I think the field of vision on this thing is around 40 degrees or something, so a little bit bigger than what we're seeing. Within that area, things can move around and they'll be superimposed on the world around you, right? And then there's also a camera that goes out that can relay the information back to the person, in this particular case a support team that has advanced, they can, it's like having that sends you the perfect information that's specialized, right? So you're working as a team, a much bigger team.
that would be way worth it for the price that they are.
Mhm.
They're expensive, but if that's the kind of efficiencies you're talking about, that's a bargain.
Oh, I'm pinned on me. Sorry. So yeah, I think it's one of those things where, okay, well, they have it in the hands of the right people.
Yeah.
They have the right technology in the hands of the right people,
Mhm.
and that is going to be a thing.
That's going to be a really interesting niche developer area, being somebody who develops for AR and being a developer who has to actually be in 3D space to do his thing.
All right. Okay, so now here's my next thing. Because of that niche thing, I don't know if you remember the introduction of the year that everybody was releasing, we have Oculus this, and this is our so that year, that introduction, there were 3 shows. This is my impression of what happened. There are 3 shows in a row. One was, we have this one great big expensive system, and you're going to get it in 3 years, and that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next one was, we have this different really big expensive system, and you're going to get it in about 3 years. And around that time was also the Sony announcement. I think this was after. But anyway, one was Oculus, and I think the other one was HTC.
The Vive? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, or someone that you needed poles all around the room. It was stupid. It was stupid. Sorry. And then
we've been to these things. They are stupid sometimes.
They said, okay, we're going to give you something that's not quite what they're going to give you. It's going to be 3D. You can run applications on it. Here's an API. We kind of worked on it. And oh, by the way, you can make it out of cardboard.
Yeah, that was a big move. That was really cool.
And so all of a sudden it was free. It was pretty much free, and it was easy to get to. And I should I'll bring my toys down next time. I got a what?
Here's my Chinese one. I
sprang $30 to get one that looked like a Viewmaster. It's red.
Yeah.
It's got the clicker. All right.
It's
Have
nice.
you seen it?
That's it. I've seen them in the store. I saw them.
I have that one. It's upstairs. I'm not getting rid of that. That's awesome. But that's what they did there, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's feed onto that and go, yes, that now they have the Daydream VR stuff. That's really cool too, but that's kind of not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the integration of the real world with the back of our necks. So I'm going to show you another site then, and this is something I'd been hearing about for a while, but really didn't get until recently. And again, this is one of those pairing of technologies. So I'm going to show you 2 technologies that Google's coming out with, and combination of the 2 is more than either one.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
This is Tango, Project Tango. And I go look at this. Whoever sees this, just go look at this. This is off the hook. Okay. So what this does is you take it out. Okay. Yep. And I didn't pin it, so good. So you take it out, and it was it flashing back and forth?
No. I think I had it pinned because I was like, oh, I want to see that.
Okay. Oh, we can both pin. Yeah. Great. That's fantastic. Yeah. Now we know. What it is there's the Zen phone there, right? The Asus Zen phone and the Lenovo Fab phone 2. Those are the only 2 that can do it right now. And there's some other ones that will be coming out to do it. No doubt the next Pixel 2 will be able to do it. But what it is the ability to, you hold it around and it'll scan the room. And it'll rebuild everything in the room perfectly. It'll make a 3D model and get the colors and everything like that in the phone. So you have this perfect 3D rendering of your area, and as you move the phone around, you're going to see the same thing, right? Okay. So then you can start to put things in that area, right? So the AR that you normally have on your eyes or in the back of your head is in your phone. Right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
So then if I go and I look down there like that, and I put a horse here, for example, down here, and I look here, it'll look like there's a horse on my desk.
Right.
Okay. Take the phone away. Obviously, there's no horse there. So this is this is part of my a pillar of we can't leave these things alone.
That's without one of those QR code things, because
Yeah.
Nintendo does it as well with the 3DS, but this is different. This is like scanning the environment without any cheats.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, you
rendering.
can take it home with you.
Yeah.
The environment. That's a save file, right?
Oh, that's wild.
That's pretty wild, right? Okay, so
Mhm.
there's that. That's really cool and wonderful, and that's not as cool as this though. This is frightening cool. Why am I creating windows on top of what I actually want to show you? And I'm trying to. I'm going to the wrong windows to do this. It's so funny, so bad. We'll get the hang of this. Okay, here we go. So Google Lens. Okay,
Yeah.
Google Lens is Google's future. That is absolutely googly correct. I'm good.
That's kind of interesting because it disappeared for a little while. Not really disappeared.
This is not Google. What's that other thing?
It was a Google Eye. No. What was it called? Wow, that lasted long, huh?
People do use them.
HoloLens. It was just a HoloLens.
No, the HoloLens is Microsoft's. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Glass. Google Glass.
Oh, thank God. Why?
All right. Wow.
How did we
Okay.
forget that?
And people did use them. They did go into production. They did serve.
Like I lost a whole year that didn't happen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it was really cool when he skydived into the place with that was cool.
We both wanted one. That's why it's so embarrassing that I can't remember the name of it now.
I know. Okay, so here. Check this out. Okay. So Google Lens is Google's future, and that is correct. This is the freakiest thing I've ever seen, right? So that Project Tango technology, think about actually what it is doing, right? It's looking at the environment and it's scanning the things around it. It's being pretty good about representing, like creating a computer model of everything that it sees. That's what it's capable of doing. Like, that's what you have to strip it down to. Like, ooh, it's really pretty. It can do this and that. No, it's creating a computer model of the environment around it, and it's gathering data, right? So as part of that same technology, this Google Lens, and no doubt it's the same technology. When you go and you look at the data, you can catalog the data. You can learn about the data. That's the sort of thing that the AI is like, just it gobbles this stuff up, right? So if there's a good picture of this, I will show it to you. Otherwise, I'll just describe it to you. No, there's no just good picture of this. It was a video. So yeah, I'll share this page and you can look at the video. I think I've said that a few times already. But
yeah,
this,
we'll post it somewhere. Let's put it up on the...
Yeah. What this is literally you hold your phone up to something. Again, I got my phone always right beside me, right? Can't go too far. Hold your phone up to something and it will search it. Right? It will look at it and search
People have
it.
to see me for that. Oh?
Yeah. So you're outside a restaurant, right? Remember, Google's got everything mapped already.
Yeah.
Right? But they might not have everything mapped up to date. So you're outside a restaurant, whatever, you look at it, you click the button, and it will identify the restaurant.
Yeah.
Tell you exactly, it knows where you are because of the GPS and everything like that. But it also knows all the visual information that you're seeing right now too. So it can search through that, through all of its information that it's been collecting.
Yeah.
Right? And what it does in this particular case is it pulls up all the restaurant reviews and ratings.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So this is when I go back to, okay, what sorts of programs are we running in our head? Right? Because the AI is doing that for me right now. So I need to have a better interface to tell the AI to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I think you need to do this
without compromising it too much.
Right. And that's why you increasingly need to have a phone.
Right? Well, at this point, like everybody,
it's computer,
survival mechanism. It's something the refugees from Syria, all of them hold onto their phones for dear life because this is how they communicate with their family and everybody, right? They just have them. So, I mean, it's that vital.
Yeah, and you challenged me a couple of weeks back to, you said we needed a new name for these things, and I honestly came up with small computer.
There you go. I have my small computer with me.
And it's the small computer because the computers we had, we were so dependent on. This is my story here.
Yeah.
Okay. We became so dependent on the computers we had and the capabilities that were in them, and we kept on shrinking and shrinking and shrinking the technology. And then eventually got to a point that we allowed the degradation of performance to give us enhanced abilities to take those computers with us.
Mm.
And then, but they were phones.
Yeah.
Right? We disguised them as phones that did other things. But at this point, the sorts of things that they give us rival people's laptops.
Oh, yeah. Like this
Right.
surpasses a lot of devices that I have around now.
Yeah. I mean, I have this thing in front of me. The Surface. It's good. But I don't know which one would be faster. I know they're both very fast and they both are very capable. They both do different things. But in terms of doing those particular things, the Surface isn't the appropriate device. This little phone is that I need near me. This is what makes me smarter, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it demonstratively does.
Yeah. So that's why I want this. And to your point, that's what I would do. This is why I want this in the back of my neck.
It would be nice to watch like a YouTube video right here while you're trying to fix my motorcycle, for example, right?
Yeah, to actually be able to see them. Please, yeah. All right. By the way, have you seen the VR version, the Daydream version of YouTube?
Yes, I saw it for Cardboard, and oh my god, it's
okay.
nuts.
Have you seen the one with the remote control?
No. What is it? What?
Oh, it's Daydream.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's because it's one of those things where, again, Google did the whole. Okay, yeah, you guys, you can spend all sorts of money on the 3D system. Your whatever VR systems. But what we're going to do is we're going to ship a phone, and we're going to tell everybody else who makes the phones for us how to just shift the phase or whatever. That's my technical term for it on the phone. And so when you stick it in a cardboard version, like an upgraded cardboard thing, it's actually really VR, right? It's the real thing.
Workable VR, it is.
Yeah, it's $1,000 VR unit still, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you already have it, so you just stick it in this thing, and then all of a sudden, it's that.
Yeah, everybody has one.
Yeah, and that was the other thing, right? Everybody has a baby computer, so it's really easy when you have when you're Google or Apple, but when you're Google specifically, because you have a lot of AI things running.
Yeah,
you just drop it in everybody's laps all of a sudden at once, right? Whether you want it or not. Boom, there you got it. Anyway, yeah. So there's your Cyborgs.
That might be a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, the hardware and the software.
Mm-hmm.
And we both would go for the software first.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we make our money that way. So if I made my money bending girders or something, I'd have arms.
Yeah, no, you would totally go for the arms and like the reinforced back and stuff like that, right? The adamantium option.
See what I can afford.
All right. So yeah, this has been an experience.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be one of our more interesting shows, but more convoluted.
I think
it might be the MC's fault.
It would be it'd be truer to our conversations. I think we're fairly structured. We didn't stick. Well, we did stick to what we conversed about before.
Basically, we're going to wrap up every show with "so yeah." That's a topic.
That's what we think about that.
And it'll be like, "So yeah, bread." I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, we'll go back. I'll go back and say there are a lot of reasons to worry about even things like Google Lens, and even having the phone, and even having accepted the phone or the little computer as a piece of technology that you keep around with you. But at the same time,
how am I going to regret giving Facebook 10 years of my location?
Yeah,
because I could. I don't know why.
At the same time, though, you can't give it up. Facebook, you can give up. That's easy, right? This
Says
device
you.
itself. Yeah, I know. Oh, it says me who's been off
Yeah.
Facebook like 3-4 times. Is that what you're getting at?
That's right. You're in a different social network silo. Pardon me. I
I'm
keep
down to
quitting
173 friends.
and then I end up outside of Facebook's headquarters with like a stereo. Like what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Say anything. I was like, Facebook. Love me, Facebook. And then you know what I'm talking about. You can't go too long without Facebook.
Oh wow! I know it's unfortunate, and I really like it. It really depends on how you use it. Honestly, Facebook is what you do.
Yeah.
Facebook for me. This is the end part of the show. We're past the end part of the show. We're just recording. So, Facebook for me is what I make it, and I've made sure that I put a lot of people that I care about on it. People that I cared about from my past, and I will always care about it. If they're there, like if you're on my Facebook, I like you, right? I genuinely like you, and I'm interested in what you're doing and know things about you. And every so often, I'll look through my list and I'm like, yeah, all these people should be on my Facebook list, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not. It's not a dig at people with like 50,000 people. Maybe they know those 50,000 people. I think there's a 6,000 person limit, but.
Yeah. The reality is people use the social networks differently. All of the social networks, they're tools. Yeah. So you use it for different things. I use it to collect my closer friends. You might use it, or somebody else might use it to promote themselves, but not their authentic selves. They might go somewhere else for that. Yeah. Like Ello or I don't know.
So there's some other place. Snapchat. Let's see Snapchat.
Snapchat. Yes, Snapchat's great.
Yeah, Snapchat. We're gonna have to figure Snapchat out. Talk about that. Snapchat for older people.
Yeah, exactly.
Snapchat for Gen Xers. That's what it was.
That's right. Oh my God.
So this is why they're interested in it.
Yeah, that's right. The problem with Gen X is we're millennials that are a little bit dumber, to be perfectly honest. We're like the prototypical millennials. We're like the difference between people in the 70s and people in the 40s. That's between Gen X and millennials. It's like we want to be cool like millennials, but we're just not anymore.
I forget. I have to find.
But we're not as tone deaf.
There's an economist that talked about the different generations.
Right.
And the book came out before the year 2000. I remember I read it. And he had some predictions about how the generations would go through and the millennials and exactly what he has predicted is going through. And we the Gen X group behaves pretty much exactly like he said. And this was interesting for me from a marketing point of view because of the amount of advertising that is targeted towards us, which is a whole lot less. It feels like nobody ever really seems to want.
There's a huge gap between the market for example, medical services, which get people around 10 years older than us, versus the market for smartphones and crazy stuff like that you'll see on television. And there's very few ads. Like there's a cereal
targeted
ad
to us, right?
Yeah. I saw a cereal ad where the other day, and I was like, yeah, that's for me.
Us? Is that Vector?
It might have been Vector or something.
Yeah, Vector worked on me. That worked on me. I want to feel young.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to feel young. Screw that. So, all right. So, you want to stop the broadcast?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, till next week. Thank you guys.
Okay, you click the button, but don't go away.
Okay.
Okay.